Hey buddies, this is your wellness buddy Adaeze. For this episode of Wellness for Living, we'll be learning some practical tips to deal with stress. Stress is that elephant in the room. Sometimes it gets talked about, but many times it doesn't get talked about. Hey, it never gets. It's like that incense that fills the room, but you just know it's there. It's part of your life. This series is helped to. I'm doing this series to help you live a life of wellness and live it purposefully. Stress is not a bad thing, as is necessary for life. Exercise, for example, gives your body a certain amount of stress, which is good for you. Difficult conversations and conflict resolution can be stressful, but the outcome could be intimacy and clarity in relationships. A person who has never been stressed could crush and never recover at any sight of it. You have stress hormones that God cleverly put in you to help you cope because he knew life would be stressful. Remember the fight and flight response to stress we learned in school, elementary science. I'm not a scientist, but for example, you perceive danger chasing you, your body triggers the necessary hormones, makes the right arrangements. For some people, the flight response is activated, adrenaline hormone shoots up, you run after or run as fast as a cheetah, climb the highest mountains to keep yourself safe. So God knew there would be stressful times in one's life. I remember praying to God when I had a toddler and a baby, and I would say, God, please let my 4 hours sleep be enough to regulate my body, because I knew that no matter how many health coaches and motivational speakers I listened to, 7 hours of sleep was almost impossible for that season of life. You'd agree with me that it's safe to conclude stress, both triggered by external or internal factors, can be an unavoidable part of life. So, if it's normal or somewhat unavoidable, what makes stress bad? Why are we talking about dealing with stress? Why am I here? I'm here because if you let stress linger in your body or in your life for so long, it's gonna hurt you. And you would agree with me. Probably that's why you're watching, like, let me see what she has to say. This is probably not the first video or thing you've listened to that relates to stress. But today I'm going to try and keep it simple and help you to leave here feeling like you've got real practical things that will be beneficial for you. It's prolonged stress that is bad for you. Your stress hormones being constantly raised is dangerous. Without me throwing around names of hormones like adrenaline, cortisol, or research findings. Let's keep it simple. Imagine a mom with a baby who has colic. Such babies can cry intermittently the whole day. No exaggeration, sometimes 1 hour per time. Take the odd 20 minutes break is exhausting. So if you're that mom or dad right now, you're listening and it's happening in real time, please hang in there. It doesn't last forever. It will get better. But just imagine if that baby was still crying daily for over a period of 4 to 5 years. I'll be shocked if the parent will need a therapist or some form of external support. That would be too much to handle. So imagine running a pace of 100 meters for 24 hours. Is that even possible? You may think, oh, that's ridiculous example, but that's what people are doing in real life. We're treating life like a sprint instead of a marathon. The painful reality is when Christians live like that, who are supposedly in relationship with the creator of their whole being, your body designed by God to deal with stressful situations, but not constantly to be in a state of stress. That's toxic to you and to others who you're in relationship with. You may do it for 5 years, 10 years, you've got a thick skin, but it's reducing the quality of your life, it's endangering your internal organs, your body is getting inflamed, you have digestive issues that linger. Some people suffer constipation constantly. They think it's what they're eating, it's stress. It's not pleasant to live like that. Life could be so gloomy. You can't see that stress is warring against who you are and who you are in God. This is serious. That's a stronghold that needs pulling down. It needs to be dealt with because it's affecting you and your relationships. So it can be God's will. I keep mentioning the word God, 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 because this is what it's about. It's a life of wellness, God's way. So today I want to share 5 tips that would help you deal with stress better and bring down that stronghold of being in a constant state of stress. One, the mindset of contentment. Oh my goodness. Apostle Paul said he has learned to be full and be hungry, learned to abound and to hunger. Many people tend to miss the key words used, like learnt and know. You've got to learn it. Contentment is being at peace with what is. And when you admit what is within your control and accept what is out of your control. For example, another adult's personality is out of your control. So instead of trying so hard to change it, find a baseline to relate with that person. Set boundaries, separate yourself from them if you need to. The point is to learn to deal with a loving, sweet person, easy to love, and relate with someone who might be a difficult person. Contentment in the variety of relationships you find yourself. This is not your typical example you probably expected of contentment, but many times it's our relationships with people that make us stress, whether it's a boss, your dog, your friend, your sister. So contentment is so key. Find ways to be at peace, to embrace your specific story where you are without any harsh, unrealistic comparisons. And even when the comparison or evaluation is accurate, for example, you honestly identify that you had the same opportunity as someone else, but you're not doing as well. Hallelujah, great. You can turn that into a motivation and a sign to be better, not a strong reason to be stressed and depressed. There are some people I know who are only happy when they have money or they have certain people being friendly with them in life. How are you learning how to abound and abase like Apostle Paul? I'd like to read that in the comments. Number two, take breaks. Oh my goodness. This one is not rocket science, but for many people it is. I work long hours on my computer. However, every 2 hours I stand up and walk around the building, sometimes within the building, other times outside of the building. My bowel movements and that improved tremendously. It ended my constant constipation during my work days. In my last video to mothers, I mentioned there was nothing godly about no resting. So stop making excuses. It's not the workload. You may not realize it, but you've made stress a lifestyle with these excuses. Be the one at work who doesn't take their break. Sorry, don't be the one at work who doesn't take their break. That's not a God thing. Work hard, but rest well. Besides, your productivity will be higher and better if you learn to take regular breaks. So why not? Number three, meditation. Oh dear. I will say this over and over again. I've created a free tool to help you with this, and we'll talk more about that as well in other videos. But for now, the reason people would need a coach or a therapist is to help them meditate. They just don't realize it because what meditation does is help you to really dig deep into evoking an awareness, to really understanding issues, to know where you are, to touch base with yourself and with God and with good, to really look through a more accurate lens. That's what meditation is about. So I would say that if you do not meditate, if you're not someone who just stays still and holds back, you need this to handle stress. You need this. Oh, more than anyone else, you need meditation more than anyone who doesn't get stressed. Because what if you go to church and your pastor doesn't preach what is related to your situation? You need to be able to have your quiet time and dig deeper in God. Talk to someone. That's another thing a lot of people are not good at. No pastor or sister or brother to talk to, then you probably consider booking a therapist or a coach like me. Some therapists I know offer sessions as little as £60 per hour. Google them. Someone might be near you. I charge more, but when you think of the the benefits, it way outweighs the cost. So don't limit yourself. Exercise is another thing. Oh my goodness, this is important for stress. Tackle it, it's something you need to add to your life. Tackle that thing that tells you, oh, I don't have time. Yes, you do, especially if you're stressed. Exercise helps you with weight management, not weight loss, but most importantly, your mental health. At least that's what the recent research tells us. It's improved neuroplasticity, which simply means helping your brain reorganize itself. So that enhances learning, resilience to stress, and focus. So if you've been stressed for a long period of time, Take out time to walk today. Just go for a long walk, brisk walk. Channel yourself into that mood. Watch a YouTube channel, or you could potentially call a friend and hit the gym. Lastly, this one is gold. Evaluate your relationship. So, evaluate your relationship. Write down who your friends are. The practical way to do this: define your household. It's essential to know who you're obligated to help in this period of your life, especially mothers. We have issues with boundaries. Take notes. Be clear who you're obligated to. Who are you relating with? Who do you need to serve? Who are you sharing money with? Who do you need to not share it with? Perhaps that's why you're so stressed. You haven't defined your relationships. Understand the dynamics of your relationship. Accept who you are to people. If they put you number 10, stay there. No, just do that for your well-being. You might need a coach or someone to help you really sit down and identify it, but you don't need that. You can set 1 hour and say, today I want to evaluate my relationship because I've been stressed lately. Let me see where I can cut down or where I can add on, because sometimes when you talk about boundaries, people think it's to get rid of everyone. No, sometimes you need to bring people in, and that's a way to set good boundaries for yourself. So, in summary, nothing particularly godly about being in a constant state of stress. That's not the God, the Creator's original design. To cope and reduce stress, you must adopt the contentment mindset. Take breaks, meditate, talk to someone, exercise, but lastly, evaluate your relationships. Define who you're responsible for, so you're not taking on unnecessary responsibilities, and manage, so you can also manage your expectations of other people in your life. Something to think about. Probably that's why you're so stressed. Right, for meditation, I created a simple tool to help you cope with stress, as often as being weighed down by stress, and how we can handle stress, quieten our soul in God. Sometimes your stress level is a reflection of how still you are in God. So for peace to really reside in you, like God says you is giving you his peace, you can't really exhibit this peace by being extremely stressed all the time. So click the link, it's going to be there for you. It's free. Enjoy the guide, ask questions, and do leave your comments. I'd like to know. I remember what I said in the beginning. I said, tell me how you manage your stress. I'd love to read them. God bless you. Share this with someone. Like, comment. Let's help this channel grow. Thank you.